Hi guys, Dustin Hardy with Athlon Optics. We've got a lot of new products this year at SHOT Show. I wanted to kind of cover some of the differences. You know, we're big in the air gun competition world. You know, what does it take to make a scope to work for an air rifle? First off, you have to have something that's supported front to back. It's going to handle recoil, whether it's a PCP or a Springer. And then you need a close range parallax. I know a lot of you guys are shooting 10 yards and under. There's a lot of options in our catalog that are going to fit that bill. Really, anything that ends with an acronym, BTR, TAC, ETR, HMR, all of those are airgun compatible. When you're looking at long range precision, same thing. All of those scopes with an acronym are really geared towards the long range shooter. A few that I want to cover is the Argos BTR Gen 3. This is really Athlon's claim to fame. It's the scope that landed us on the map. This is the third iteration of it. And with the third iteration, we have added in a throw lever built into the scope. It's going to come with objective and eyepiece lens covers, a sunshade, and as you can see, these larger turrets, they're very easy to get a hold of. Good tactile detents. This scope is retailing at $379. It's a great budget scope for those getting into long range. Maybe you're an NRL 22 shooter. You want to do competitive 22 long rifle or air rifles. This is going to go down to 10 yards minimum parallax, as we talked about earlier. And the reticles on all these scopes that you see behind me for 2025, we have new reticles. They're going to feature a floating center dot, very, very tiny. Even on a first focal plane, you don't want to obscure your target. So staying with like a .03 mil or equivalent in MOA is a great option for shooting those tighter groups at long ranges. As we move down the line, we have the Midas TAC Gen 2 line. The Midas TAC is going to go from our advanced fully multi-coated glass that you've seen in the Argos to a high definition lens that's going to help alleviate chromatic aberrations. It's going to give you a little more detail. So if you miss a shot and you're looking for dust to kick up, maybe you're trying to spot your shot on paper, the more you move up in a product line with any company, you're going to start getting more and more information as you look through that scope. The Aries ETR 4.5 to 30 is the second from the top on Athlon's lineup. This is a $1,200 scope. You're getting extra low dispersion glass. You're getting locking windage turrets, a precision zero stop. You still get the lens covers. You still get a sunshade, a throw lever built in. Fantastic scope, but when you're talking long range, why would you maybe prefer the cheaper scope over the flagship Cronus that we have here? So the big difference between these two, this parallax is going to go to 500 yards before it hits infinity, where this one goes to 1600 before infinity. The big difference here is going to be when you're looking at a target long range, the depth of field on this scope is shallower. It's going to cut more mirage. It's going to give you a little sharper picture on those really bad days. You got high humidity, it's rough out, it's going to shine. On the other hand, if we're shooting targets and maybe they're staggered, NRL 22 is a great example. You've got a target at 30 yards, 50, 60, 70, 80, and 100. You don't want to have to touch your parallax as much. It costs you time. With this, having a little bit more depth of field, you touch your parallax less often. So this could actually be the better scope for an NRL 22 shooter over the Cronus. It really is a personal preference on what you're wanting to see or accomplish in your optic.